Hello, good evening, everyone. I am Shanieri Eze with Eze Health Center. This is the Eze Health Webcast. I am pleased to welcome a guest tonight, Miss Tammy Wright of ABC Fit Connect. Hey, girl.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
Awesome. In the land of the
Yes.
living.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know I've had you on my webcast at least a couple of times before.
hmm
So we always have so much fun when we do our
Yes.
shows together. So tonight is a actually a topic that was inspired by you. You
Oh.
and your husband John. Yes. And we are talking about healthy aging. Um I
That was
know you yes. So you have always been my inspiration over the years, Tammy, because you are no nonsense when it comes to healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, exercise, having the right mindset, doing what you have to do to keep your
yeah,
body healthy. And that's even kind of incorporated in the name of your company as
it
well.
is.
So tell me a little bit about you. Tell your our audience about you. I already know about you, but tell our audience about you and a little bit about your business.
Well, thank you for having me on. I know this supposed to be a husband and wife duel, but as life has it, something came up with the kids at the last minute. But ABC Fitness Connection, actually, the ABC is anointed body of Christ. And the fitness connection is we believe that we're connecting people to fitness because we're not into diets, we're not into fads, we're not into any of those things. And we try to get away from using the word diet. And the way I look at a diet is you die in it because you keep trying to do these things that doesn't work. And you get discouraged because you're trying to do these things that's causing you to die a little bit each time you're doing it. But we've been around now at this radio for about 15 years. So we got 15 years in this thing.
Wow.
And we started this because we wanted to share our passion and love for wellness and fitness. And John and I, this is just what we love. We actually met in the gym. So on base. So that's the foundation. I guess the foundation to everything we do is the gym. So,
Right, right. So you started ABC Fit Connect 15 years ago. You and John have done phenomenal work both in the community as well as in even the school system, really teaching kids how to have a healthy lifestyle.
yes.
So personally, John has been my trainer for I think a couple of years while both after both my
Mhm.
pregnancies helped me lose a ton of weight
Yep.
and just get healthy and on a good track. So I am definitely pleased to have you tonight.
I
So,
am excited.
yes, yes, absolutely. So, I know this year you and John celebrated very important birthday milestones, right? Earlier this year. So,
Mhm.
tell me a little bit about your your kind of journey in staying healthy all these years and really living this lifestyle as you're getting older.
Yeah, so John and I, we celebrated his 60th, my 50th. We don't toot our ages and stuff a lot, but unless it's in personal conversations. But it's so funny, like people be like, "Man, you don't know how old I am, I can't do this." And I'm like, "Do you know how old he is?" So one of the funny things is like before COVID, we did the NBC Fitness Expo because we always do boot camps and stuff there. And that's a whole nother story by itself because John would start off with 15 people. And at the end of the boot camp demonstration at NBC, we always have like one or two people left. But just hanging out with
Oh,
us.
John's boot camps, they are no joke.
So um, the main thing about what we do and what we love to do and things of that nature. But going back to the NBC, I will get back to the other portion of it. The Redskins was there. Then it was the Redskins. I know it's now the Commanders. And they were like, come on over, join the team. And I'm like, I said, who are you talking to? My husband? And they were like, yeah, he's young enough to join the team. I said, what's the age to join the team? Because I said, I know it's not his age. And back then, I think he was like 55 or 56. And then they were like, I think it was like in the 30s or something. And they said, well, Tom Brady's still playing. I'm like, how old is Tom Brady? And they said the age. I'm like, okay. I said, he can be the water boy, but I don't think he'd be able to play on the field. And when I told them the age, they like all fell out. And they thought we were lying. So we had to pull out the driver's license and give them his driver's license to prove that he was the age that we stated that he was. But
Right.
we just love fitness. We love exercising. We love a clean, healthy lifestyle. We just believe that we as Christians, and I like to share that because we respect all different lifestyles and beliefs and things in that nature. But your body is a temple, and this temple has a purpose. And in the Bible, it actually says that if you don't take care of the temple, it's destroyed. And I truly believe that it's destroyed by the different chronic illnesses that we have out here: high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. And then a lot of people are dying at really young ages. And you go to current news, which is Coolio, who apparently died of cardiac arrest. So you got diabetes and a lot of these diseases that's preventable if we can just get off the couch and be mindful of our heart being a muscle, and is one of the most important muscles that's in our body, or our temple. And maybe if you look at your body as a temple, not, oh, that's just my body and I can look this way. But if you look at it as a temple takes it to a whole nother level. You don't go to a temple that doesn't have trash in it. It's not dirty. The windows don't need to be shined, and it's not mold all on the outside. A temple is majestic, and that's what our body is.
Absolutely. So it's really kind of shifting your mindset about this is your body. We are to take care of it. This is the
It's a
only body that we
temple. Well,
have.
think of it. Don't even think of it a
Yeah.
body. Say this is a temple.
A
So when you think of
temple.
temple, you
My
like,
body is a
oh
temple.
snap, I got to take care of this because it's far
Mm,
beyond just the body. It's a temple because it houses the Holy Spirit, and in this body, um, it's what we need to fulfill the purpose that we have in life. So how can you fulfill that if you're sick, or you laying in the bed and you bedridden, or you got high blood pressure and diabetes and high cholesterol, or extreme obesity? How can you fulfill the purpose? So say, for instance, your purpose is to minister to whomever, or to go and talk to these youths about this, or to do this in the church, or to do this in the community. But if you have low energy, you can barely move, you can't get up those flight of steps, because you may have to go about 5 or 10 flight of steps to get to the group or situation or purpose that you're trying to get to, maybe 5 or 10 flights of steps, but you can't make it past the first flight of steps. So we just have to think of this is a temple, and maybe if we change it from body to temple.
to temple. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with my curvy sisters, but let's have some healthy curves. I think that we gotten away from the PHAT, which ooh, she fat, but to the fat PHAT and FAT is spelled two different ways. So we just have to be mindful of the two different fats. It's okay to be PHAT, but we have to be mindful of the FAT, that's extreme obesity, that's leading to a lot of these health issues that we have.
Yeah, and that's one thing that is an epidemic now is obesity. I think it's 2/3 of most adults in this country are either overweight or obese. So
Yeah,
it definitely is an epidemic, and it's linked to a lot of chronic illnesses and diseases.
it
Now, the
is.
thing is, when people think of aging, is they assume that aging is supposed to be this kind of gradual breakdown of your body. But if you really pay attention to the healthy lifestyle and things to implement to keep your body in a healthy state and not degrading, right? Then it's going to be a different experience.
It is.
Aging doesn't have to be, arthritis in your knees and having a bad back and gaining all this weight. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way, right?
Correct. Why do
Right.
you have
So
to age? I'm forever 21. So even though I shared my age earlier, that's not really my age. I'm 21. So, and if you
right.
ask me 5 years from now, I would still be 21. So I just think it's just a mindset. So I know
Absolutely.
I know the body is aging, but does it have to age? I know that is one of those things that it does. So we just have to be mindful of those things to be able to age gracefully, because we do have some people that age gracefully. Like we do archery, and we have a guy out there that's 76 years old, and he loves teaching the youth archery, and he's out there. We have, I think, 2 sessions. Each session is 2.5 hours, and he's out there in the sun with children ages 8 all the way up to 18. And he's out there the entire time. He's not sitting down. He's active. And this is 76. And he drives.
76.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
drives by. He does he can fix and make and do whatever. I mean, if something needs to be done, he does it. So that's what 76 look like. So
Right.
76 don't have to be wearing diapers and sick and incapacitated and not being able to do anything. You can still be vibrant at 76. You can be vibrant at 80. You can be vibrant. Of course, we're going to age. I'm just joking around that the body does age, but it's some things that we can do to remain active so we can have those youthful senior or active living time in our life. You don't have to slow down because you're 70 or 80 or 90.
Right.
Enjoy life.
You can still be very active and, incorporate a healthy lifestyle. Yeah. To prevent these things. So, we talked about, the natural progression of aging, right? So really starting at around 30, our bodies start to change a little bit, right? Our metabolic rate starts to modify during that time. You'll find that you may not really get away with some of the eating habits of your youth because what you eat will have a great impact on, what we're seeing and how we're gaining weight. So looking at those things,
because like say for instance, I still eat in moderation. I know it sounds like cliche. You can still enjoy all of those awesome things in life. Let's say that when I'm talking about your pizza and your chicken wings. But okay, do I have chicken wings every single day? Do I have a cheeseburger, every other day? Do I have a fried chicken sandwich so now these are the things. So in moderation, do John and I eat chicken wings? Heck yeah, we do eat buffalo wings, but we don't do it all the time. So it's one of those things that we do every now and then. Do we have pizza? We have children. Yes, we have pizza. Do we do it all the time? It's in moderation. So it's not to say that we don't enjoy those things, because we have children as well, but we do it in moderation. I like a good candy bar. I love gummies. But even in gummies, I'm looking at the ingredients. I truly believe that, and I can segue right into looking at what you eat. I believe that if somebody gave you a bottle and it had a label on it, and on the label it said rat poison, it said battery acid, and it said unknown chemicals, and it's right there on the bottle, and they gave it to you, but it looks like it's a fruit punch. It smells good. And your friend said, girl, I just drunk this. Here you go. And do you just drink it? It's poison. Or do you turn it around and look at the label? You got nutritional facts on it, and it tells you what's in it. It says rat poison, battery acid, and unknown chemicals. But do you still drink it, or do you take the time to look at the back and see what's on it? So the same thing we have to do with what the foods that we're eating. On the back of everything that we have, even my bottle of water right here, is nutritional facts. It tells you what's in it. So do you still say, okay, it says, I'm not being facetious, 50 grams of sodium, 50 grams of salt, saturated fat, trans, and then you still eat it. So it just is mindful, because the label is there to give you some it gives you all of the nutritional facts, and then it even breaks it down on what the daily intake is. It breaks it down on what the percentage or what amount of calories you're taking in based on an average daily calorie intake of 2,500, and then it even break it down for 2,000 calories. So it's right here. So if this is a bottle of juice and it says 2 servings, and I drink this full bottle, and it says it has 10 calories, but I drank this whole thing, so I multiplied 10 by 2. That's 20 calories that I took in out of my 2,500 calories or my 2,000 calories. Or if I'm trying to lose weight, I may be on a 1,600 calorie. So I know I just consumed 20 calories out of my 1600. So those are is the industry have made it hard, and make it seem like it's complicated, but it's not. It just takes a little bit of a lifestyle change, or let's say mindfulness. That sounds nice.
Mindfulness.
Let's say
Yes.
mind.
Yes. And I think that's the key is just being more aware of what we're doing, especially when it comes to nutrition. Now, in my practice, I do medical weight loss, primary care. I talk about nutrition and diet a lot because
Yeah,
it is so essential. Like we all, have heard the whole old saying, you are what you eat. Like that is literally what it is, right? So understanding how nutrition um, partakes in even our how our body is aging, right? When you're eating foods that are very low in nutrients, high in
yeah,
calories, um, then that's what is kind of going to impact how your body is functioning and working. It's going to impact your blood sugar, your cholesterol levels, your weight gain. So
exactly.
being more aware, looking at the
Yeah,
labels, knowing what you're eating, um, and getting a better understanding of the importance of why you're eating something, right? So I tell my clients even, right, about when you look at a food, look at it as this is my body's way of getting nutrients. If I cannot readily identify what the ingredients are, if I look on the label and half those, ingredients I can't pronounce, and it's like
exactly,
50 different ingredients, I
exactly.
should probably stay away from it.
Yeah,
How
oh,
many,
yeah,
right. When you eat the junk food, right? So 10 minutes later, you're still hungry because your body didn't get any nutrients from it, right?
exactly.
So you're still, when you're having cravings, it's your body telling you, hey,
I
I
didn't get
need
what I need.
nutrients. I
Yeah,
need what I need, and I'm not getting it from these bag of chips, right?
yeah, and I think those are comfort foods. And then if we really, really get into it, some people find comfort in some of those foods, but you have to be honest with yourself and find out why are these comfort foods. It can be something that happened in your childhood. It can be something that you're going through. Do you eat chips when you're stressed and you have a project that's going on at work? Or do you do it when you're bored at home because you don't have anything to do and you decide to pop some popcorn, eat some fried chicken, and order some pizza? So you just have to be mindful of like what triggers this. So one of the things that I would encourage people to do, and I wish I can share some of the slides, but keep a journal and see what triggers some of these eating habits that you may have, and then find out what were you thinking during that time frame. Were you reflecting on something that happened today, or was it something that happened at work? Was it something that you thought about in your childhood? Because some, like say for instance, when my husband was growing up and he grew up in the South, one of the things his mother used to make him do is eat all of the food on the plate. So he feel like you got to eat all the food on the plate. So you have to recondition yourself. And then I grew up with parents from the South, so it was nothing for us to have chitlins, ham hocks. But then you go to why my parents eat that, and they're from the South. And then when you look at the mentality and you trace it back, that's what they gave to those that were in those situations, the lower income. That they made something out of nothing, right? Whatever was left over from the pig or whatever. So early on, when I was like about, when I went to college, so about 18, 20, and I said 18, 20, I know I left out 19. In between that time frame, I decided that I did not want to eat pork anymore. And then I think about 5 years after that, I decided I didn't want to eat beef anymore. So I haven't eaten beef nor pork probably like in about 20, probably now at this point, 30 years. But it was a conscious decision that I made, because when I found out how long, they say there are other white meat. I don't care if you call it white meat, purple meat, blue meat. It's just something that I don't want. So you can't finagle me with these different things that they say about these different things. Do your research and find out the facts and stuff for yourself. I tell my children, you got more information at your fingertips than we ever had. I mean, if we needed to look up something, what did you have to do? Go to the library. You got to go to the
Right.
little index. You got to pull the
Like
little
actually
out. You got
open
to
a
flip
book.
through the card. You got to get the card out. Then you got to go through the library. You got to look for that thing. And then I think I used to go to Martin Luther King. You had to stick that card in where you took the book from. I mean, come on now. All you got to do is Google now. They Google on the
Right. We
phone.
got our phones. The information is there. It's just a matter of us really taking the initiative, right? It's not for lack of knowledge. So
Yeah.
a lot of what we are even talking about tonight is nothing new for most people, right? Eating healthy, exercise, getting sleep. These are all the essentials. So really what it comes down to is changing your mindset, right? Changing your mindset and then changing your habits.
Changing your
So
habits. Exactly. Because 50
mhm,
to probably so the last data, because they're trying to catch up on some data now from COVID. But I would say the last data was 50 to 70% of diseases were preventable. Um, just through watching what you're eating, exercising. And if you're not someone that says, oh, I never had time to exercise, during your lunch break, go out and take a walk. Where I work, the building is so huge. I'll be looking at my steps. I get in 15,000 steps a day. Then I love Zumba. I call myself a Zumba rock star. I can run Zumba around anybody, because even though I love doing Zumba, I'm a little bit different because in my classes, I'm the health nut. We're going to be focusing on a lot of the different body parts. We're doing squats. We're doing abdominal work. So even though we're going to be having fun to our Latin International Dance workout, I like to incorporate things in it and make sure that you're still working those major muscles. We want to have fun, but we're going to have some real fun in targeting those muscles. So it's ways to have fun. Whatever works for you works. I know I seen you doing the 9-round bout boxing. If that works for you, do it. If you like Zumba, but you really have to be mindful that exercising has different components. You have your aerobic, you have your endurance, you have your strength training. So I'm not going to say you can't, but say for instance, if I do Zumba 10 times a week, but you still have your strength training and you still have your flexibility and things of that nature that you still have to remember. So you want to mix it up a little bit, because as we get older, aging gracefully, you still have to focus on that strength and flexibility, because you don't want to be
yeah,
one of the people that stumbles and things of that nature, and an easy fall and off balance. All of these things
right.
come out with that stuff. So that flexibility is
Yeah.
important.
Absolutely. And especially for women, as we age and as we approach menopause, perimenopause, those, few years before the onset of menopause, part of the process may actually, includes us losing or dropping in estrogen levels.
Yep.
That drop in estrogen actually may lead to a drop in muscle mass. So, women, as we get older, we should actually do more weight training and incorporate more resistance training to help build muscle, because we
Yep.
are over time losing that muscle mass. That also helps strengthen the bones, right? So
Correct.
a lot of times women kind of tend to shy away from, weight training or lifting weights because they're afraid of bulking up. I
Okay.
hear that a lot from patients.
Yeah.
And
And you actually
um
don't bulk up. It
and we
depends
don't,
on
right.
the training. So when you go, and that's why it's very, very, very important to talk to the trainer and make sure that you're getting someone who's listening to what your needs are.
Mhm.
And that's a caveat to the next segue, because some people go to people, how can I put it, that has that title, but I think trainers are like therapists and trainers, because you can become that person that you're listening to the things that caused this person to get to this point.
Mhm.
Okay, like we had a client that came to us, very low self-esteem, would not look at you in your face, went over many, many years of what her parents said about her weight. They talked about her not having a neck. They talked about her face and her and things of that nature. So she was carrying all of this in. So a lot of women, when they come to us, they're breaking down, crying. They're going off of what they were
Mm.
told all these years. They're going off of what another trainer did all of this stuff with them. So we peeling back the onion and get into a lot of things along with training. But now I can't get this girl to shut up. In my Zumba class, I'm like, where's she going? She's trying to come up to the front of the class. Before, she used to be in the back of the class. Now she's in the front of the class. And then she always now sharing her testimonies about where she used
Mm.
to be and where she is. So it's just a shift. So I love our women being happy where they are, but ladies, let's be mindful let's get those beautiful curves and stuff there, but just be mindful of the unhealthiness, because I think social media and um a lot of people that's in the limelight, we want to emulate those that we see, and we just have to be mindful of our health. And I truly believe, like, what we're doing is providing generational health. Because, say for instance, if I'm getting you healthy, then what you're going to do, you're going to share what you're learning down to who? Your children. So now they're going to emulate what the seeds and stuff you planted in them. Hey, yeah, come on, we're going to look at the labels. We're going to be mindful what we eat. Yeah, we're going to have pizza, but we had pizza yesterday, so we're not going to have pizza again for another week or two. So now when they get older and they have children, guess what they're going to be doing? They're going to be looking at the label. So now you created a shift. So, like, say for instance, with me, we decided we didn't want to eat beef and pork. So we do that with our children. We look at the label. We be mindful of the dyes and the colorings. So now when my children were go to sports and stuff, and somebody gave them a bag of chips or some gummies and stuff that had coloring in it, because gummies is full of coloring and dyes and stuff like that. I love gummies, but I eat organic gummies. It's not colored with dyes and things, in that red 40 and blue and green and all of that other stuff. The chips, what's some things, the Captain Crunches and all of that stuff has dyes in it. And going into that, dyes are linked to a lot of health issues and stuff as well. So, like, say for instance, somebody said, oh, they just had all that sugar and stuff like that, and it's causing them to act this way or that way. A lot of times it's not the sugar, it's because sugar is in everything we eat, right? It's in fruit, it's in everything. But it's a lot of the coloring and the dyes and stuff that causes people. And some of the dyes, I mean, Google it, the yellows and stuff, they cause cancers, they cause tumors, they cause kidney issues, they cause a lot of different issues. And you're consuming dyes, that red velvet cake and all of that other stuff. So the cleaning products that you use, I had to be mindful of having cleaner cleaning products, because after I had my second child, I couldn't use all of those chemicals. I would get lightheaded. So just have to look at some of those things. Look at the label.
Right. Looking at the labels, looking at what you're consuming, diet is a big thing, of course. Right.
Lifestyle change.
Right. Yes, absolutely. So we talked about exercise, we talked about nutrition, and how that, impacts our aging. So now, going back to the mindset and breaking bad habits. Now, what I find, especially with my patients who are coming in, who are struggling with weight, who are struggling with cravings, who are struggling with really strong bad eating habits, quite frankly, right? Whether it's the sugar, the salt, fried foods, etc. A lot of these habits don't just kind of appear overnight. This has become a lifestyle. So they have picked up these habits from their youth, whether it's, from their mama's cooking, from, the way they ate in college, and it's just things that they've stuck with doing. So how do we really shift our mindset and breaking these bad habits? For instance, sugar, addiction, I guess you could say, or fried foods, junk food, right? So a lot of people are into the candy and the chips and things like that. And sometimes these things become so habitual, to where, okay, after dinner, I have to have something sweet. Or right before bed, this is my, what I do every night is eat a bag of chips. And it's not even that you're hungry. It's not even that you really want it. It's just, it's automatic. It becomes automatic because it's a habit. So how do we break that?
So what I'm going to do, I do wish I couldn't share the slide, but I'm going to look at the slide because I do have some points. Those that's on here today, I would encourage you, or even if you look at this afterwards, get a journal. Carry a journal with you, so you can start documenting what is happening when you decide that you want to have this food, this particular food or this particular craving, and write it down. And we said this earlier, what were you thinking? How are you feeling? And write down, how do I feel before I ate the chips? How do I feel after I ate the chips? So start looking at those things, because sometimes we do things and then we feel bad afterwards. But getting back to why did you do it? So having that journal to write down So I would have a journal, and then in there for that day, and it may be tedious, and it don't even have to be a physical journal, because I carry notebooks and stuff with me all day. This is mine's right here, and I love to scratch my stuff out on here, and I'm always writing anything that comes to mind. But whether it's a physical journal, um, or it's one that you have on your phone, and write down how you feel throughout the day. How do you feel today from the time you got up? What happened at work? What happened with the children? Because it can be something your child said that trigger a thought, and it triggers you wanting to have something. So write down what those triggers are. And then one of the other things I will put at the forefront is what is your why? Discover why your health is important, because if you don't know why, a lot of people come to us, girl, I'm about to go to a wedding. I need to get ready. It's in 2 months. Can you help me to lose 50 pounds in 2 months? So, and that's their why. But
Yeah.
that's not a realistic why for us, because when we really get into, girl, you're not going to lose 50 pounds in 2 months. I mean, we may help you to lose because we're realistic. So find out
Right.
what your why. So go back to that, smart. So simple, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timable. So come up with something that lines up with that. And then also make your health your priority, because if it's not a priority, your health and your well-being is not a priority, then everything else will be. So I tell people, like, in your schedule, a lot of times we map out the whole day. Like, that's what I have in this journal right here. I have my things to do. I have what I need to do at work. I have my errands. But where do you put yourself in your agenda? So I think it's 1,440 minutes that you have in a day. How many of those minutes can you give to yourself? You give
Mhm.
1,440 minutes away. And I look at it as your bank account. And I know they used to say this back in the day. Imagine your bank account get $1,440 every single day. And you have to use it every single day, but you have to use it properly. And once it's gone, it's gone. You can't get it back. And then you start off again at 12:01 again a.m. with another 1,440 minutes. What are you going to do with that? Do you waste it? Do you use it properly? Do you make the best of it? Can you look back on your 1,440 minutes on that day and say that you took advantage of every single minute that you had, and you made time for yourself, whether you gave yourself 60 minutes or 2 hours? And then exercising, also mental wellness. We in the Black community don't like to talk about therapists and psychiatrists. It's okay to go to a therapist or a psychiatrist when you having those conversations with yourself where you don't get those answers that you need. And sometimes just hearing yourself talk or talking to someone answers questions. Like I'm trying to do some water bottles for a group today, and I had on there cross country seniors 2023. And when the lady said, hey, you want cross country seniors 2023, I'm like, seniors? Take the S off. I was about to get it printed, but when I heard her say it, I'm like, it's not seniors, it's senior. Because if I'm giving it to one singular person, then it doesn't have an S on the end. So sometimes it's okay to go hear yourself talk with a therapist. And then the other thing is, stop making excuses. Give up the excuses. So a lot of times we come up with all of these excuses, and I tell people, who does excuses help? Like, say for instance, I say, hey Shanari, let's go out. I want you to come to my Zumba class. And then you like, oh girl, no, I got something going on today. I'm still doing my Zumba class, but you decided
Mhm.
not to do nothing during that time frame. So now who does it affect during that time frame? Now, if you decided to do something else that's physically intriguing to get you moving, awesome. But if you decided to have an excuse for an excuse, because of the excuse, to validate your excuse, the excuse doesn't um, help anything. And watch your portions. Um, Look at those portions and stuff like that you're eating, because the majority of your plate's supposed to be fruits and veggies. And we as adults don't do our fruits. We tell our children to do it, but we gotten away from fruits and dairy products like your milk and things of that nature. And we need that, because you spoke about us, aging gracefully. And you really need that calcium and stuff for your bones when you age, so you don't have a easy fall and break. Because a lot of older people, you hear them breaking bones and things of that nature. And I'm going to end with this: affirmations. I love affirmations. Dream it alive. You can put affirmations on your desktop. You can put affirmations on your phone. Um, listen to motivation, like the motivational clips and stuff like that. I have affirmations all over my house. Right now where I am, it's an affirmation on the wall. You go in the hallway, I got affirmation. You look in the mirror, it says you are blessed. You look up, you go in the bathroom, it says winners find a way, losers make excuses. I have affirmations all over my house and everywhere I go. Those affirmations are like a little pick me up. So that but get affirmations that are related to you. Like your affirmations may not be my affirmations. So get affirmations that speak to you. And I like the one word affirmations. And I'll wrap it up because I can talk a little bit. But these are my little, I told you I like to write. I don't like to write a whole write letters, but I like to write my ideas. So I don't know if this can be seen on here. These are my one word affirmations. They don't have to be a book. So on here, it says no limit, because I don't want to put a limit on what I'm able to achieve and succeed in. My other one word that I came up for this year is bigger. I want to be bigger and better than what I was the year before. And this is like my little notes and stuff that I write things on. And this is on here so I can see it. And my other one was free. My thing was I wanted to be free of debt. I wanted to be free of being attached to different situations. I wanted to be free of gossiping. So I wanted to be free of not being an active listener. I wanted to be a person who listens to what and be intentional, because sometimes I find that our mind is on 1,000 things and we're not being intentional. Like if you're talking to me, I want to give you my attention. But most of us, when we're talking, we're doing 10 things. And then I'm listening, but I'm not listening to you because I thought of 10 things. So at the end, you said, did you hear what I said? And I'm like, what you just said? So have those one word affirmations. And the way you come up with this is like, what is one thing that you want to achieve? And it don't have to be, I hate them New Year's resolutions. Resolutions resolve to nothing. You can come up with goals and stuff all throughout the year. It don't have to be January the 1st or December the 31st. So come up with your one word affirmation. That's something that you put everywhere that you want to look. So your one word could say healthy, and healthy don't have to be just your body. It can be your mindset. I want to be healthy in my mindset. I want to be healthy in my spiritual walk. I want to be healthy with my money. I want to be healthy in my thought pattern. I want to be healthy and intentional and fulfilling the purposes that I have in life. Healthy is an awesome one word affirmation.
Right. So it really comes down to, again, we talk about mindset, being intentional about a healthy lifestyle as you age. Aging doesn't have to be something that we just eventually go through and we have to just get through, right? Like it's supposed to be something negative or bad. No. It is what we make it. It is what we intend it to be. Yeah. Of course, if you make better lifestyle choices earlier, then you're going to reap the benefits of that. Same with making poor choices in your youth.
I'm a 60-year-old man. Come on in here.
Oh, okay. All right. So Mr. Wright's about to join us.
This way.
And
stop playing. Come on this side.
Yes, you guys have to share with us the fountain of youth.
You might have to squat.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hold up in the camera like this. Go back a little bit.
I'm trying. I'm up in age.
Yes, we were talking earlier about.
I told you 90.
The awesome milestone that you both of you had this year in that awesome birthday party that I missed.
Oh my God, we had a ball. We had so much fun.
Oh, I know. If only I was in town for
it. Our theme was from vinyl records to downloads because we were celebrating my dad's 80th. And we had a fashion show. We did what was it? Bingo,
yes.
Um,
we did best dressed male, best dressed female. We did all kinds of
did it all. Excellent. So tell us, John, how old are you?
I am 60. I will be 61 in December.
We're already collecting retirement checks. So I'm like, when we go here, just get the senior discount.
Look at this. I'm telling you, both of you are an inspiration, truly, because you do not look your age.
Well, you know, they say we don't crack.
Melanin, yeah, it's magic. It's magic. So John, we were talking about a lot of different things earlier. We were talking about exercise, nutrition, how it's important towards aging in a healthy way.
Right.
Aging gracefully, I think that's the term that we used.
Yes.
So tell us, from a man's point of view as well, like, what are the essential things that have kept you so healthy and so youthful, looking like a 30-year-old at age 60.
Y'all remember that 21?
Well,
21, yeah, and Tammy looking 21. Tell us the secret.
Well, the secret is lifestyle change. You know, you have to live the life. You know, making sure that you're doing your workout. You're doing have a good nutritional plan, not a diet. A good nutritional plan. No diets. It's got to be something that you can do from now until the time you turn 100.
Speaking the same language.
Right. Yeah.
Also working within the components of fitness, not just doing just one thing. You know, being able to do strength training, cardiovascular training,
the same thing we said,
agility, and nutrition is at that top tier. Also, couple that with going to all your appointments, like going to your doctor's
that was what I was going to say too.
Getting your dental, getting your eyes checked, and then seeing your doctor was like a holistic doctor, like Dr. E, with different things like that. Yeah. So those are the keys to help you sustain and be very age gracefully.
Oh my gosh, please go to the doctor. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Do those annual physicals. I'm telling you, like, I have someone right now that I work with who had a polyp. It was cancerous. Find out your family history. And I do want to, and I know we, like, on the last few minutes, find out your family history so you know what to go. Like, cancer is on my mom's side of the family. Mm-hmm. So I'm able to tell my doctor, like, I've lost a lot of family members to cancer. So now I can get my colonoscopy a lot sooner than what the average person can. I can get my mammograms more often than what the normal person does. I can get a lot of things a lot sooner because I know what my history is and what has happened in my family. So go and get those mammograms for your women. Mm-hmm. And men, if you got man boobs, go get a mammogram too, because you can get breast cancer the same way a woman does. Yes. Go get your prostate. Women, go get the OBGYN. Find a doctor that you trust. Hearing. A lot of times you go and get everything else checked and you go to that one annual physical, but you don't do your hearing, your eyes, your dental. Go and do all, and your 60 and 70-year-olds, go get your bone density test.
Yes.
So make sure you're doing all of those things so you can catch things before they happen, so that you can, it's being proactive versus reactive. So make sure you're doing those things.
Yes. And I also want to share with people, and I'm pretty sure Tammy probably touched on it. I just recently had an injury.
No, I didn't.
And you didn't share the injury?
I didn't tell about his knee injury.
So I had an injury, and the injury is really gruesome. And for a person, if you saw the injury, you'd be like, "Oh my gosh!"
But he was outside, and he landed on his knee, his left knee, and the kneecap completely came out of the socket and went up into his thigh. So when he had the surgery, they had to go him into the quad to get the kneecap out of the quad. And it was a lot further than what they anticipated, because we thought they would do emergency surgery, but he had to wait a week before he had the surgery. So by then the kneecap had went further up into the quad. So that was May the 31st, because it was Memorial Day weekend. He had the surgery on June the 8th. And he rehabbed himself on the equipment. He's already bending it 90 degrees, walking up and down the steps, not even wearing a brace. We went to King's Dominion. He was able to walk all throughout the park about 2-3 weeks ago with no issues. And you're looking at June the 8th.
About 4 months. And generally, an injury like that, to rehab time anywhere, nearly a year.
Wow.
Now, and so that's where a healthy lifestyle come in. That's where doing things in moderation. This is where all this come in, and is very important. if I had not been doing these things, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Right.
And we tell
Right.
people like the doctor is nice, but the doctor is just telling you what they read out of a book. Not to say that the book is not valid, but it's a lot of things are old traditional. Like for us, they would say, like for him, they would say he's overweight, but based off of whose standards. So like when people have surgeries and stuff, I say if you're able to move, if you're able to do some things without compromising what the doctor said, move, because the same injury that John had when we first opened our facility 15 years ago. We had a guy who had the same exact surgery. The patella tendon had to be reattached to the kneecap. He didn't move. He had a lot of weight on him, kept the leg elevated. What happens with the leg when it's elevated? Blood clots. So the blood clot traveled from his leg because it's elevated to his heart, and he died. So a lot of things, and he died like a few days after the surgery. And it was so profound because the client, who was his wife, was training with us, and she said, and she had went from a size 12, I think she got down to a size 8. And she said, should I go? My job is sending me away, but he just had the surgery, and I think it was like 2 days after he had the surgery. She said, should I go? And I'm like, John, why is she asking you if she should go to a business trip or not? But he told her to stay home, and that was the weekend he died.
Yeah. And we hate to hear stories like that. But it's so important in understanding how a healthy lifestyle helps us recover, say if we're injured or if we fall sick. If we've already, it really, our body is better conditioned to handle very, major stresses on itself, and therefore it's able to heal faster. So really being proactive. I know some people, get a little discouraged even, they're like, oh, I'm 45. I've been eating this way all my life. I've been, inactive. How do we get people kind of who feel like it's almost too late to start? Is it ever too late to start?
It's never too late to start. It's never. I would tell people make one change at a time. And that's why I say you die in a diet, because a little bit of you dies with that diet every time you attempt to do it. And like John said, if you can't do it till you're 99, then it's a diet. So we tell people make one change at a time. Like if we say don't eat pizza, and I'm just using that as an example, and you just cold turkey stop eating pizza, you're going to crave it, you're going to want it, things of that nature. But if I say, okay, I know you always eat a whole pizza, but Shanari, can you just, it's 8 slices in this pie. Can you just do 7 for me right now? And then you come back and you say, okay, I did 7. And then I say, okay, 3 weeks later, can you take it down to 5 slices? And then you come back and I say, I'm going to give you 2 weeks. This is your goal, down to 5 slices. You're going to come back, oh my gosh, I did 5 slices. And then as we continue to work with you, we're going to say, okay, can you do 1 slice in moderation? Just 1 slice. We gradually work you up to it. So now you want to say, 1 slice, girl, I got this.
Yes.
Because you build up the momentum, because you know you can do it, because you went from 8 slices down to 1 over time. Right. So now it's become a lifestyle change, because now you've done it over the course of 30 days or 60 days or whatever. So now by this 3rd month, I say, Shanari, I just need you to do 1 slice, probably 1 time a month. It's not going to be anything, because we worked our way to it. What happens with us is that we try to make these big, bam, I'm going to stop doing this. I want to stop doing that. I want to stop. You're not going to be able to just stop, but just smart, simple, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timeable,
gradual.
If you can do those 5 things and start off with one thing at a time, like I started off with pork. I didn't say I'm just going to stop eating beef and pork. And then it was amazing as I started to think that I wanted to stop eating beef. When I saw beef, I'm like, ooh, I don't want that. Ooh, that steak look gross. Some people look at that steak and say, ooh, that steak look good. I'm like, oh, you're going to eat that? Because my mind had already started to prepare for what I wanted to do. Because in my mind, I said, okay, I'm going to stop eating this. I know that, and as my mind prepares, I didn't have to say, I'm going to stop tomorrow, because my mind started to condition itself. And when I stopped, I just stopped. It didn't have to be anything I had to prepare myself for, because I started gradually. I just started eliminating things a little bit at a time that was associated with me. And then when it came time to stop, I didn't have to question it, because it looked gross to me at that point anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
You see how
Yeah. So
I frown up when I say it? I don't want no
it's
big.
all about changing your mentality. These
Yes.
changes aren't automatic. It takes a mental shift. And really rethinking aging. I think that's my whole point of even starting this series called Healthy Aging, is we want to encourage people that even as you age, get older, you can still live a healthy lifestyle. You can
To
still
Yes.
be
say
just as
healthy.
vibrant as you were.
You can take the aging even out of the title. It can be healthy lifestyle transformation. Just put a line through aging. You don't have to age nothing. Just healthy lifestyle and continue to transform every day that we have breath on this here earth. You can age.
Yeah.
We're older from the time we started this presentation to now. We're we're 59.
We're about an hour older.
Yeah, we're 59 minutes older at this point. So you're not
Yeah.
going to cease
Yeah.
aging. So
Yeah.
you're aging every time you inhale and exhale. I'm older. I'm older. So healthy lifestyle transformation. So
That
don't
is the
worry about
key.
the aging part. Just be healthy. Make sure that you're focused on the lifestyle changes and evolve and transform every
Yes.
single day, every
Yes.
single
Yes.
second that you're given the opportunity to have another inhale and another exhale. Every time you're given another inhale and another exhale, just be aware of those things that you can do today or this very second to make changes.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. So we're going to start wrapping it up, but I did want to allow you an opportunity to tell us more about how you help people get healthy and stay on track so they can achieve healthy lifestyle transformation. We're not using the A word. Healthy lifestyle transformation. How do you two help people achieve that? And how can people reach you?
Awesome. Well, ABC Fitness Connection is in Waldorf, Maryland, 11750 Business Park Drive, Suite 203. Or you can Google us, look us up. You see us doing all kind of different things in the community. Our phone number, 301-645-0ABC-0222. Reach out to us. The good thing about us is that when you come, the first thing you do is a tour of the facility. Check us out. We do a free consultation, no obligation. We discuss your goals. We go over your health. Let's say realistic goals.
Yes.
We're not going to do no 20 and 20. We're not going to do no 10 and 10 minutes. So we're going to come up with realistic goals. And then from there, we build our partnership. And then we connect you to wellness from there. We just have to make sure that we're connecting to wellness and health and making it a priority and being consistent. Because a lot of times in the Black community or the Black and brown community, once you reach certain goals, you're like, oh, girl, I got it now. And then people come back to us 10, 20 times and things of that nature. We want to stay on this path together and just making it a priority.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I love you guys. I know John, I mentioned earlier, John has been my trainer a couple of times. I've done the boot camps.
Yeah,
my body literally transformed. Yes. So I am forever a fan. So thank you guys again for joining us tonight. Thank you, audience, for tuning in. This is the first series of our Healthy Aging kind of series here, or the first episode of our Healthy Aging series. So again, thank you, John and Tammy, and we hope to see you another time.
And look, y'all, and I just came up with this. If you mentioned that you saw this and you come into our facility or give us a call, we have a special gift for you. We do a special discount for you. We just want to get you started. If we was in this to make money, I think we would have been bankrupt a long time ago. We do this because we love it. Like Shanari shared, we're active in the community. We share about juuling and the dangers of E6 and stuff like that in the schools. I think we presented to well over probably 4,000, 5,000 children in the Southern Maryland community about the dangers in the lines about juuling and E6. So give us a call.
And then when you come to see us, you're more likely going to see me working with Dr. E. You see her there as well. So that would be her motivation to come and see me so we can get her on
Yes,
track.
yes, I know. Yeah, you had me right, John. My body was looking right, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
we're gonna make it happen.
good. Yeah. And then also,
All right.
and we don't mind partnering with, we always partner.
Yes.
So if you got to go, we up on the second floor, you go downstairs, do what you got to do, come
You
upstairs.
come up and see us.
Because we understand the importance of B12. We understand the importance of vitamin D and all of those other things. We would not say that those things are not important.
They are
because
important.
a lot of those things jumpstart those things that you need, that metabolism and stuff like that, to be able to burn those calories and fat.
And Dr. E is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you. Y'all are awesome too. For sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You guys have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
You too.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.